Hey guys, Fan here again, and today I'm bringing you guys a video that will showcase my PvP build and kind of explain to you guys what I've been using for PvP. As I roll up here and we find someone trying to ash out their seeds, you can kind of get an idea for my PvP build. I think it's very strong as far as the rogue is concerned. Overall, probably one of the best PvP builds out there. That guy was only level 77, so nothing too crazy about that fight, but let me try to explain to you guys everything that I'm using and why I'm using it. So beginning with my skill bar, you can see I'm using Shadow Step. Shadow Step is a must take in my opinion for rogue PvP because it is a unstoppable and you can tech it into stun. So what I do is usually when I do dungeon runs, I take the disciplined one to get more shadow steps for more unstoppables. However, when I do PvP, this stun is actually really good. It's in PvP you have reduced crowd control duration, but it still stuns them for maybe like half a second or so, which is a very big deal because in PvP you can basically instant kill people in half a second to 1 second. So really good to have the double stun. I have 2 charges of it as well from the legendary power from the boots. Next, I have dash, which is just a really good mobility option. It also does a good amount of damage in PvP as well. Double dash means that you can catch up to people that are running away, or if you're in a bad spot yourself, if you're getting ganked by maybe multiple people, double dash lets you get out of danger very well. Next, we have poison imbuement. This is the best single target damage that rogue has out of all the imbuements, so we take it for the damage. And next we have Shadow Clone, very good 1 versus 1 damage. You're also unstoppable for 5 seconds after casting Shadow Clone, which is really nice in PvP in a lot of instances. You saw in the fight earlier, the Sorceress was stunning me with the Ice Nova, so a lot of different applications of CC from other classes, and unstoppable is just really nice. So moving on to my skill tree here. You'll notice that the skill tree I use for PvP is actually very similar to my skill tree that I use for normal clearing. It's actually very similar to the skill tree that I'm using to try to beat Uber Lilith as well, because ultimately these are both 1v1 challenges. So the skill tree is going to be a 1v1 skill tree essentially. So we get puncture into fundamental puncture, guaranteed vulnerable on whoever we're hitting. I have currently have 9 ranks of twisting blades. I get the daze to just apply a little mini stun to whoever we are twisting blading at the same time. We have sturdy and siphoning, a lot of healing, a lot of damage reduction. I already mentioned we're going to go methodical shadow step, very important. Instantly point and click stun 2 times on whoever that you want. And it's actually going to be more than 2 times because I use preparation as my rogue specialization, which refreshes the cooldown of all my abilities. So we'll explain that in a second. I already have points into dash, so I don't need to put 1 point in, but if you don't have any points here, you put 1 point into dash for the mobility. We also have exploit, malice. These are just good damage passives for the rogue, so we take those. And we have poison imbuement up to blended poison imbuement. This is good if you have high critical strike chance, anything around 40% or above, which I have around 40%. Even anything around 30% or above, I think this is really good. And for this build, we are aiming for a lot of crit chance. Crit chance is just very important for the rogue. So a lot of points into all of the poison stuff. We do more poison damage, max out deadly venom, and debilitating toxins. Whoever we poison deals less damage to us. We also have more crit for our imbuements on here. And of course the Shadow Clone tech there. Now in PvP, I do enjoy using Aftermath. Basically, you will spam 3 twisting blades, wipe out your mana bar, and then you ultimate and you spam, your ultimate instantly gives you like 2 more twisting blades. So this is very nice in PvP. I also use innervation for more chance to get, more energy, which is more twisting blades, and I get haste, move speed, attack speed, just a very good talent overall. And I use close quarter combat for 20% extra attack speed, but also 20% extra damage against crowd controlled enemies, which is anyone that you're stunning from Shadow Step. And because you're opening with Shadow Step most of the time, you're going to get that full damage value from close quarter combats most of the time. So that's the basic build. It's really simple. The skill order that I do things in is usually I will dash in, shadow step on them. I will poison imbue, spam twisting blades, use all the poison imbue, and then I will actually ultimate, uh, which will make us unstoppable, give us more damage, but more importantly, I use preparation for the ultimate. It resets the cooldown of all the other skills. So after we ultimate, we're going to get another shadow step. We're going to get more dashes, and we get another poison imbuement, which makes this build hyper mobile. You can have an incredibly large amount of mobility here on our bar. You can see we have 4 blinks before the reset, and after the reset, we're going to get even more. So essentially infinite mobility, infinite point and click CC, almost infinite unstoppable between all the charges of Shadow Step and the Shadow Clone. So just a very, very strong build overall. Now, the items are already, they're the same items I showed before. I'll just quickly go over them. We have Twisting Blades legendary power on our two-handed. I use the Barrier legendary, 25 extra damage with Barrier in combination with Temerity. Boots, like I mentioned earlier, you must have 2 Shadow Steps for PvP. That one I do think is mandatory for Rogue. This dagger is an attack speed dagger. I think it's the best dagger for Rogue. You should definitely, at least for Twisting Blades, you should definitely be looking for this one. The other slots are kind of flexible. You can just do whatever, improves your damage. So here I have crits increase attack speed. With core skill, we have poison imbued lucky hit that gives us no cooldown on poison imbuement. This actually procs very often, so very strong. You can just spam poison imbuement all the time whenever it procs. We have, this is kind of my choice. I do more damage every second I'm standing still, and usually when I'm spamming Twisting Blades, I actually stand still when I'm spamming the blades for 1 to 2 seconds. So this is very easily ramps up to 30% extra damage, but you don't have to use this one if you don't like it. Another cool thing about the stand still legendary power is if you use Shadow Step, you do not lose this power. So you can actually, let's say you're at the maxed power and you're standing still and the opponent runs away from you. If you Shadow Step to them, it doesn't count as you moving, so you still do the 30% extra damage even though you Shadow Stepped and teleported to them. However, if you walk or if you dash, then this bonus gets reset. For my gloves, I have Edge Masters, really good talent for Twisting Blades as well, and just really good legendary power in general. For my armor, I actually have the when you take damage, you drop a smoke grenade. So whoever is damaging you, usually they're on top of you, and the smoke grenade will CC them. It will daze them if they are not unstoppable. But the more important effect is you dodge the next 7 attacks within the next 10 seconds, which is a huge amount of attacks in PvP. Because in PvP, if they're like level 70, 80, I can kill them in like 2 attacks. If they're level 100, I could probably kill them in like 5 attacks. So negating like 7 attacks is a very big deal. And on my helmet, I have, of course, the armor talent that everyone should run. This is the best defensive talent in the game. 50%, up to 50% extra armor whenever you do damage. So that's basically it for the build here. As far as the Paragon tree, I'm using the exact same Paragon tree that I use for my Uber Lilith. I have another video on my YouTube, so if you want an in-depth view of this Paragon tree, you can go ahead and just search the other video. I might link it somewhere on the screen right now as well. So check out that other video for the full Paragon detail. I will just quickly glance over it so you guys can kind of get an idea of it though. And yeah, that's about it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the comment, if you enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments, make sure to leave them below. I'll read all of them and respond to your questions. All right, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.